Introducing GForceTV. GForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GForceTV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GForceTV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GForceTV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GForceTV racing leagues. GForceTV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GForceTV.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monday Night Madness. Tonight, we head to the Fairbury American Legion Speedway, set in Illinois, where the A&J Custom Creations Renegades are set to do battle as part of the GeForce Racing Leagues. Hello, good evening, everybody. I'm Sean Easted, and of course, we've got our good friend Scotty DeYoung, Scotty Too Hottie, with us here tonight. And Scotty, you've been a busy man. You're just getting inside from our frigid elements we've got here in the upper Midwest right now.
Yeah, it's a little cold outside, Sean. I had to work at the farm today, and just getting home probably about 2 minutes ago. So I'm still trying to thaw out. So hopefully the weather's a little warmer in Fairbury.
Yes, it is beautiful at the Fairbury American Legion Speedway right now, as you see a couple cars tangling around the racetrack. Going to be an interesting night here at this track because this is one of the, if not the most difficult track for dirt track racing on iRacing. So it's going to be interesting here tonight to see these great drivers of the GeForce Racing Leagues tackle this speedway out here. As you see some practice times up there on your screen. Brandon Schultz, who we've not seen since he picked up the victory the Week 8 event at the Wheat Sports Speedway. He has the quickest time thus far at a 10:8:20, as you see that up there on the board. Tonight, we welcome you into the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show as we get set for this event here at the Fairbury Speedway. Going to be a fun and exciting night here at the track. I hope you're ready to enjoy some great 360 sprint car racing. Getting us set up is that Gambler Motorsports pre-race show, and esports racing team is Gambler Motorsports. They compete all across the iRacing platforms. You can find them in just about anything, and we mean anything when we say that, from dirt races, sports cars, paved oval, endurance races. They do it all. Look them up on Gambler Motorsports on Facebook. Also tonight, I want to remind you, this is one of just one of 19 different GeForce Racing League divisions that's going to compete this week alone. GForceRL.com, that is the place to go to learn more about all of the GeForce Racing Leagues and to see what's out there that may suit your style. Of course, we've got broadcasts throughout the week as well. You'll see the Thursday Night Thunder Big Block Modifieds. Of course, Wednesday night, they've got the Street Stocks and the Elite 360 Sprints. Late models on Friday. I mean, it's all over the place. Anything you could like. Learn more at GForceRL.com. Again, we welcome you into the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show, and part of the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show means we need to take a look at the updated point standings coming in to this event, and that is always brought to us by Need Speed Motorsports and NSM Wraps. When your racing cars need to look their very best, NSM Wraps has you covered. Learn more, look them up on Facebook or Need Speed Motorsports. GForceTV.com. Scotty, shall we take a look at the point standings coming into this tricky track tonight at the Fairbury Speedway?
Yeah, let's take a look here, Sean. Kyle Moonen still atop the leaderboard here with 531 points. The 24 car still up top there. Steven Goldner, driver of the 30 car, up to second place now with 526. And Sean Bowers in that third place spot with 511. Jack Clevenger, driver of the 78 car, with 480. And rounding out your top five, driver of the 123 car, the Outlaw kart champion, Lane Snook.
Jonathan Short right outside the top five. He'll come into tonight's sixth. Ross Carenta is seventh. Jesse Bandy, eighth in the point standings. Max Langevin coming into tonight in position number 9. And Fitzperfect, Jeff Fitzpatrick, going to sit number 10 coming into tonight's action here at the Fairbury American Legion Speedway. Set to go here tonight on this Gambler Motorsports pre-race show. Bandy built qualifications right around the corner here tonight. Scotty, but boy, this racetrack, if there's a night on the schedule that these drivers of these Renegades circled and said there could be trouble here, I would bet the vast majority of the drivers would have circled this event tonight.
Oh, for sure. I mean, Sean, you and I have had our fair share of experience with Fairbury, and it always puts on some great racing, but this is a tight racetrack and kind of hard to navigate. You got, like we see on the screen here, the infield tractor tires. Those can reach out and bite you, and then that outside wall around the track as well. If you get too high, which sometimes that cushion is right along the top of the wall, it can get very sketchy up there too. And then especially with sprint cars racing 3 wide, anything can happen. So a real small, tight racetrack puts on some great racing. Let's not forget about that. But also, very got to keep your head on your shoulders, make sure you're hitting your marks, and keep your head on a swivel as well.
You know, Scotty, you and I often use the word patience so much during an evening's broadcast, but can these drivers afford to be patient on this little track here tonight? That is a question I've been wondering about all day long.
The former driver, yes, you can have patience, but at the same time, you also got to make sure you're alert and reactive. So you can be patient, but sometimes you have to be aggressive when you need to be as well. And sometimes being impatient and being aggressive at the same time just isn't the right combination. So yes, patience can work here, but it's also, like I also said, reaction time is also one of the main things you're going to be looking at tonight too.
It's going to be an interesting one. Drivers right now having their pre-race meeting with the track officials for the night as we continue on with the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show. And you can bet they're probably talking about that as well, as drivers need to be alert and patient, a little give and take here tonight. Hey, take a look at this car out there on the track, Scotty. What a night it was for this driver, Matthew Croakey, who picked up the win here with the series last week, picking up that win down there at the Volusia Speedway.
And Volusia put on some great racing last week, so Matthew Croakey going to the top spot. And like we mentioned, Sean, patience. He was really patient, really didn't seem to get the restarts that he needed, but in those green flag runs, he definitely was able to run down the race leader and then eventually walk home with the victory and the Gator from Volusia Speedway. So let's see what that 2-car can do here tonight at Fairbury.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch him with some extra confidence after last week's event, getting his first ever league of any league victory, and that was with these A&J Custom Creations Renegades last Monday Night Madness. As cars continue to make their way around the speedway here with some practice going on out there on the track. You see the 61 of Terry Landis making some laps. His Kreitz Racing entry. Also, there's the 2 of Matthew Croakey back out there. Hey, congratulations to Connor Ross, the driver of the 35 machine. He picked up the win earlier tonight with the Rebel Series. Picked up that win about 20 minutes ago. Jareth Pike was second. Kevin Fry third. Roger Craig, he was in the 4th spot. Andrew Smith completing the top 5 earlier tonight for the Rebels earlier this evening. Now we've got those A&J Custom Creations Renegades, the A division of 360 sprint cars on the GeForce Racing League's platform. We've got Preston Cranmer out here on the track, his Epsilon Sprint Wraps 07. Brian Moore Jr., who we saw him running last week at the 09 car out there on the speedway. See, we saw Andrew Smith, who was out there, the 79, getting a little concrete love out of the way here early on in the evening, as we've got just a few more minutes left of tonight's practice session before we roll in to Bandy Built qualifications. You know, Scotty, if I was one of these drivers, I bet I would use every possible second I could get of practice out here tonight with this racetrack.
That does for sure. I definitely would too. So we've seen a few drivers, like I said, hit that outside retaining wall, and yeah, a couple getting on the binders there to avoid contact. Matthew Croakey being one of them. So yeah, maybe patience is the name of the game here tonight. We'll just have to see, because these are tight corners, especially for sprint cars. It kind of reminds me, I don't know if you've ever seen this track, Sean, but Stewart Raceway in Stewart, Nebraska.
Yes.
A little bit of a long straightaway on the front and back stretch, but the corners are really tight, almost like a 90-degree angle per se still, and they run 305 sprint cars there every week. So this track kind of reminds me of that, and I think we'll see just how tight these corners can get come heat race time.
Yeah, drivers definitely going to have to be on their game here this evening as we roll into Bandy Built qualifications, making their way onto the racetrack with the drivers each getting 2 laps against the clock. It'll set the starting lineup for our heat races here tonight. Again, Bandy Built Race Cars, proud supporter of the GeForce Racing Leagues. They're headquartered over in Rochester, Minnesota. Bandy Built always puts a focus on fun and friendly competition. Seeing the drivers hitting the speedway, and we'll start to see their times show up here as 2 laps around the track. Doesn't take long to do it here, and one little slip-up could cost you plenty of time on this speedway, as we see Sean Bowers jumps to the top of the charts early. Now he's going to get bumped down by that man, the 57 of Jesse Bandy. Bandy going 11.084. He sits on top of the charts. Bowers now second. Stephen Goldner third. As we say that, Matthew Croakey is going to shoot up to the number 2 spot. And 11.097 puts the number 2 car second quick. He's about to put his second lap into the books. Nope, he's done. Just winding her down. Bowers, Chapman, and Stephen Goldner now the top 5 on the track so far, Scotty.
I have not seen the 24 car of Kyle Moonen yet, Sean. Is he signed in tonight?
He is signed in. He has not hit the track yet. Lane Snook. Oh, Kyle Moonen right now as you speak of. There he comes onto the speedway. We'll see him make a couple of laps here around the speedway. Yeah, Moonen in that number 24 machine. Ooh, a little contact with the concrete over there. That's going to be a common theme here tonight, as Lane Snook also on the track. He just jumped up to the 7th quick spot in the number 123 machine. Looks like Kyle Moonen, the only car on the speedway right now, is that number 24 machine.
As looks like he is going to come through 3 and 4 to put down his final lap here.
It was 12.1 on his second lap. He'll jump up to the 5th spot, 11.177. His fast lap. So Kyle Moonen into the top 5 here tonight. Jesse Bandy, Matthew Croakey, Corey Kussler, John Short, Kyle Moonen, the top 5 qualifiers here tonight. Sean Bowers, Blake Chapman, Lane Snook, Stephen Goldner, and Jack Clevenger completing the top 10 in tonight's Bandy Built qualifications here tonight for the GeForce Racing Leagues and the A&J Custom Creations Renegades. So that'll do it. Drivers going to have to hustle into the pit area, and they'll have to get those cars dialed in for the upcoming heat races, because those are right around the corner. And Scotty, on a night like tonight, there is a lot riding on these heat races. You can bet these drivers want to avoid a consolation at any cost.
That's for sure. I mean, any consolation that you don't have to come through is a good night, but like we said, with a tight track like this, it's going to be tricky. So we'll see how these drivers navigate the track here tonight.
As the first group getting set to navigate heat race number 1, it is brought to us by A&J Custom Creations. Oh, I did it again, Scotty. I didn't update the track we're at. You take a look at that starting lineup. I'm going to try to fix that. Those are those little things that bug me.
So from the Fairbury Speedway here tonight, heat race number 1 brought to you by A&J Custom Creations. Starting on the pole in the car 78 is going to be Jack Clevenger. To the outside, the 20 of Blake Chapman. Inside of row number 2, driving the 51 car, that is John Short. And to the outside, tonight's quick timer, here tonight, the 57 of Jesse Bandy. Terry Landis starts inside of row number 3 in car 661. To his outside, Brian Moore Jr. in car 09. Your fourth and final row, we'll see Aiden Young in 69 to the inside and Brennan Schultz in the 193 to the outside.
That's a look at your starting lineup for the A&J Custom Creations Heat Race number 1. A&J Custom Creations specializes in laser engraving and CNC machining. A&J Custom Creations puts its craftsmanship to work in each and every high-quality trophy and plaque that they produce. Their trophies and plaques are all created for the champions for the GeForce Racing Leagues by A&J Custom Creations, and they bring us Heat Race number 1 here tonight, which is set to go. Top 4 will transfer directly to tonight's main event. You see Clevenger, Chapman, Short, and Bandy side by side as we get set for that green flag. That'll come out in turn number 4 as the field makes their way down the back chute here. Night has fallen here at the Fairbury Speedway. Scotty DeYoung, it's time to get it on for the GeForce Racing League's Renegades.
That it is, and green is out. We are underway here at the Fairbury Speedway. Clevenger's going to slide up the track. Here comes Chapman, almost 3 wide. John Short, now Jesse Bandy putting her 3 wide through turns 3 and 4. Leading lap number 1 is going to be Jack Clevenger in the 78 car.
Oh, but he's got John Short right there. Short always good on the bottom side of the speedway. The 51 works the bottom. They've got that 20 of Chapman and the 57 of Jesse Bandy right there. Here comes Brian Moore Jr. Bandy's going to have to shut the door on him. Then he gets into the concrete. Top 4 go directly to the A main. And right now, Brian Moore Jr. trying to sneak into one of those transfer spots. And here comes Brandon Schultz as well.
Looked like we had a car into the backstretch and shuffled almost all the way to the back of the pack. Clevenger's going to lead another lap. Chapman and Short going to battle it out. Short going to go upstairs. The 51 car, or Short downstairs, excuse me. Clevenger upstairs as we battle for the race lead now down the front stretch into turn 1 and 2. Chapman, Bandy, Short, and Clevenger still your top 4, excuse me.
Oh, Brian Moore Jr. was up to the 5th spot. He gets into the wall over there in turn number 3. That's going to slow his progress. Jesse Bandy trying to rip that high line into Velocity Race Design 57, and he is driven up to the 3rd spot at this point. Now he starts to work on John Short. He's got 2nd. Jesse Bandy on the move here with the white flag in the air.
Trying to pull to the rear tail tank of the 78 car. Almost contact with John Short. Bandy through the middle, slides up the track. Cannot get there. Shuffled back to 3rd. Blake Chapman sits in that 4th and final transfer spot as, oh, I guess that was the checkers.
It was. They go quick here.
Things go fast here.
They sure do. Let's take a look at the results from heat race number 1 here tonight. The A&J Custom Creations heat race. Clevenger going to pick up the win. Bandy sneaks into that 2nd spot. John Short and Blake Chapman going directly to the A main. Aiden Young in 5th. Terry Landis 6th. Brian Moore Jr. 7th. And Brandon Schultz finishes in position number 8. The Makoni Setup Shop heat race number 2 is getting set to push off onto the Fairbury American Legion Speedway. And the starting lineup for this one has John Hine on the pole position, that number 71 machine. He'll have Lane Snook on his outside, the 123 out of Pennsylvania.
Kyle Moonen, your current points leader, to the inside of row number 2, to the outside. Last week's feature winner, that's the 2 of Matthew Croakey.
Jareth Pike is going to start 5th on the grid. That's the number 91 machine. He was 2nd earlier tonight. And Matthew Ramsey going to line up on the outside of him. He pilots the number 45.
In your 4th and final row, pushing off from position number 7, the 79 of Andrew Smith, and to his outside, the 21 of Kevin Fry.
That is a look at the Makoni Setup Shop heat race number 2, starting lineup. 8 laps the distance. Top 4 going to transfer on into tonight's A main. At the Makoni Setup Shop, they may be their setups, but they're your victories. Makoni's commitment to providing high-quality setups at an affordable price drives the business from day 1 all the way until today. Makoni Setup Shop builds a personal relationship with each and every customer. That means they've got an open door policy when it comes to communication. If you need a slight change to that setup to fit your style, they'll talk with you about it and make it happen. That's the Makoni Setup Shop, bringing us heat race number 2 of the A&J Custom Creations Renegades here tonight at the Fairbury American Legion Speedway. Set to go for that green. We'll look at it off of turn number 4, Scotty.
as we come off turn 4. Barney, green flag in hand, and we are on the move here. Look at Lane Snook on the top side of the raceway, and oh my goodness, what a move from, I believe that's Matthew Croakey, but contact pile up off turn number 4. John Hines starting to walk away with this one in car 71.
Yeah, they all kind of stacked up over there in turn number 2, and all of a sudden we had trouble as Croakey has slipped back to the 4th spot. He's got the last transfer spot, but look at this. John Hine, good run going right now for the Cruise Shop 71. He is out to the lead by 1.3 seconds. Jareth Pike in that 2nd spot. Matthew Croakey has caught him with Andrew Smith now in the final transfer position.
Kyle Moonen, your current points leader, sits in 5th, right behind Smith, trying to pull to the tail tank and to the inside off turn number 4. Cannot get the run. John Hines still out in front. Pike, Croakey, Smith, your current top 4, with Kyle Moonen lurking in the shadows.
There you see Moonen in the 24, starting to look to the inside as we go down into turn number 1, trying to work over Andrew Smith in the 79. That's the battle for the final transfer spot. We've got 2 laps to go for your leaders. Your points leader still 1 out of a transfer position.
Hines still leading. Oh, contact there between Moonen and Smith. Moonen gonna get shuffled back a little bit, but all he will lose is some time. Hine taking the white flag down the backstretch now for the final time in car 71.
So Hine going to make his way off of the turn 4. He'll pick up the win for 2nd. Pike, Croakey goes 3rd, and Andrew Smith going to hold on to the final transfer spot from heat race number 2, the Marconi Setup Shop. Heat race number 2 won by the 71. And we'll take a look at your full field rundown here from heat race number 2 on the results, and then we'll get set for your next qualifying event, the 71 of Hine, your winner. Pike goes 2nd, Croakey 3rd, and Andrew Smith going to tonight's A-Main. We'll have Kyle Moonen, Lane Snook, Matt Ramsey, and Kevin Fry, who will be a scratch out of this one. So Moonen, Snook, Ramsey going to go to tonight's consolation. Next up on the track, your Howard Hanna Real Estate, heat race number 3. Those cars already pushing off onto the racetrack, Scotty.
It's going to be Preston Kramer, the 07, Stephen Golden, the 30 on row 1. Sean Bowers, the 03, Corey Cussler, the 126, row 2. Stephen Fernberg, the 29, and Jeff Fitzpatrick, the 90, row 3. And starting shotgun, Nathan Aldrich in the 151.
Let's look at your starting lineup for Howard Hanna Real Estate heat race number 3. At Howard Hanna Real Estate, they are the #1 family-owned and operated independent broker in the United States. And contact Scott Hurwitz. He's got the years of experience of multi-million-dollar commercial and residential real estate agents in the country. And if you're not in his area, he'll get you lined up with the proper agent wherever you lived to make sure you get the best deal. It's Scott Hurwitz at Howard Hanna Real Estate bringing us heat race number 3. That's already green flag racing, Scotty.
Preston Kramer looks like he's going to lead lap number 1 here at the Fairbury Speedway. Stephen Goldner hitting the high side of the track, trying to high side hustle, cannot do so with the 30 car. Side-by-side battle for positions 3 and 4, Sean.
Good battle there for 3rd. Sean Bowers right now has the final transfer position. Jeff Fitzpatrick running right behind them in 5th. Things happen very quickly at this track. High line is typically the preferred groove as long as you can keep that right rear out of the concrete. That's what Bowers is doing now. Takes a look, gets a run to the inside of Cussler. Can't quite get there. He'll throw it sideways at the apex, runs down the racetrack. Fitzpatrick closing in for that final transfer spot.
Fitzpatrick sits in that 5th place spot. Contact with Bowers off turn 2. And here comes car 151. 3 laps ago, the Houston Speedway 151 car of Aldrich still sits back in that 7th place spot. Bowers shuffled back to 6th. Fernberg in the 29 now holds your 4th and final transfer.
But it is all Preston Cranmer with a lap and a half to go. Stephen Goldner, Corey Cussler, and Fernberg. There's the final transfer. Fitzpatrick trying to close in on him. Meanwhile, white flag is in the air. There's Preston Cranmer into the final set of turns. He'll make his way down the front straightaway. Checkered flag in air. He picks up the win. Stephen Goldner going to go 2nd. Cussler in 3rd. And for 4th, Fernberg over Fitzpatrick for the transfer position. So that brings out the checkered here in heat race number 3, the Howard Hanna Real Estate heat race number 3, as we'll take a look at the results on that one as they'll be coming up here on the screen. That's Heat 2. How about Heat 3 results? Cranmer, Goldner, Kussler, Fernberg go into the dance. Fitzpatrick, Bowers, and Aldrich going into tonight's Velocity Race Design B main. And speaking of that Velocity Race Design B feature event, there's the starting grid for it because they're on the track, Scotty.
Andy Young and Kyle Moonen, the 69 and 24 cars will be on your front row.
Jeff Fitzpatrick, the 90, the 661 Terry Landis in row 2.
Row 3 is going to see Lane Snook in the 123 and Sean Bowers in the 03.
Brian Moore Jr., the 09, inside the 4th row with Matt Ramsey, the 45, on his right.
Going to be Nathan Schultz, a 151 to the inside. Brandon Schultz, 193 to the outside of row 5.
10 cars on the speedway. They're all going to transfer. This is for starting positions, and on a tight little racetrack like this, starting positions can mean a lot. Velocity Race Design brings us this B main. Look no further than Velocity Race Design for a fresh new look on your favorite dirt car, whether it's a hot new design of your real car or a retro throwback of your hero for the sim. Velocity Race Design has you covered. Race on over to Velocity Race Design on Facebook and get your order today. Set for the B main. Velocity Race Design brings us to it, and Barney throws the green flag. We're underway.
It's going to be Aiden Young trying to navigate the inside of turns 1 and 2. We got a few car pile up at the back of the pack, but we are still leaning green. Kyle Moonen, 24 car, your current points leader for the league, out in front.
Moonen going to take him down the back straightaway. The 03 of Sean Bowers in second. Those two drivers, first and second right now on the grid, have been, in fact, the top 3 have all been to victory lane in A-main action this season. Kyle Moonen, Sean Bowers, Brandon Schultz run in the top 3. They all have picked up at least one feature win so far this year.
Moonen still hitting the high side of the racetrack, as well as Sean Bowers and Brandon Schultz. Aiden Young a little squirrely off turn number 2 in that 4th place position. Fitzpatrick running in 5th. Moonen still trying to keep the race lead, trying to stretch a lead out ever so slightly in car 24.
So you see those cars filing off the 4th turn. Brandon Schultz being very patient right now with the 03 of Sean Bowers. It looks like Schultz may be just a little bit quicker than the car right in front of him. Let's go on board. Let's show you how fast things happen around this little racetrack here as the Brandon Schultz 193 goes to the bottom. He's got second. Bowers battles back and gets back around his outside. But that is just how quick things happen around this racetrack, Scotty.
And look how slideways he gets through these tight corners right there on the bottom side, working the wheel, sawing at it, trying to be smooth on the bottom side as he still battles with Sean Bowers. Bowers now to the bottom side of the racetrack, and it looks like Schultz back up top in car 193. Baby trying to take a peek for that race lead, Sean.
He does. Goes down to the inside of the 24 of Kyle Moonen, and we've got a new race leader as the checkered flag coming out. Brandon Schultz going to take it over on the final lap and hold on for the win. Bowers goes 3rd. Fitzpatrick, Young, Ramsey, Snook, Moore, Aldrich, and Landis going to finish out tonight's Velocity Race Design B main. And things happen so fast here at this track, Scotty. That race already into the books. We can take a look at your official results from tonight's Velocity Race Design B main as those drivers going to hurry and scurry to talk with their crew chiefs and get those cars ready for the A main. You see there Schultz with the win. Kyle Moonen goes 2nd. Bowers and Fitzpatrick 3rd and 4th. Aiden Young completing your top 5 in tonight's Velocity Race Design B main. That brings us to the Icon Sim Sports pre-main break. Icon Sim Sports, well, if you're looking for a one-of-a-kind chassis experience for your iRacing rig, that's where you want to go, iconsimsports.com, because there is where you can order your personalized chassis and accessories for all of your iRacing needs. The chassis is custom. It's engineered to accommodate you and your needs, and it also replicates the look, feel, and design of a real race car. It's one of a kind, your sizes, your specifications, even your colors, and your graphics. iconsimsports.com for your next iRacing rig. It's been a busy night already here tonight, Scotty, but we need to check in on our Driver of the Week, and we get to debut that each and every Monday night. Of course, the NSM Photos Driver of the Week, always brought to us by NSM Photos, the newest division of Need Speed Motorsports. NSM Photos able to provide professional-looking pictures in both 1080p as well as stunning 4K resolution. They can offer up hero cards as a great way to show off your car and your team and so much more. That's NSM Photos bringing you the Driver of the Week honors. And, Scotty, do you know who that Driver of the Week is?
Don't, but I can possibly take a guess from the run he had last week. Is it Lane Snook in the 123?
You got it. Your Driver of the Week right there. Lane Snook is your NSM Photos Driver of the Week. Boy, we've seen him on the podium multiple times this season with the A&J Custom Creations Renegades.
That we have, and last week starting 19th, I believe, and coming to that second place position at Volusia last week, and a great show from the young driver in the 123 car.
Sure has had a fairly strong season for the young gun out of the Keystone State. When we come back, we're going to take a look at the starting lineup for tonight's main event for these A&J Custom Creations Renegades, and then all the exciting laps around this little bull ring. You don't want to go anywhere. The Renegades are live on GeForce Esports, and their main event is coming up next.
At McConey Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.McConeySetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. McConey Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Welcome back to the Fairbury Speedway in Illinois, where the A&J Custom Creations Renegades are just about set to do battle here tonight in their main event. Again, all of the Renegades action all season long brought to us by A&J Custom Creations, where they specialize in laser engraving and CNC machining. A&J Custom Creations puts its craftsmanship to work in each and every wood trophy and plaque that they produce. Scotty, we are moments away from getting into action here tonight at the Fairbury Speedway. It's all been building up to this, and I think we're going to have a chance to see some drivers who had some struggles earlier tonight really have an opportunity to come through the field, and that's certain somebody who does the most of that. They're going to get rewarded with a little award tonight from 2W's Plumbing.
Yes, 2W's Plumbing brings us our hard charger here each and every week, located in Naples, New York. 2W's Plumbing, full-service company specializing in all aspects of plumbing as well as general contracting and water treatment for not only commercial but residential and multifamily housing. Chris Whipple is the man to call at 585-749-9478, or look them up online at 2wsplumbingllc.com. And they bring you not only tonight, but every night's Hard Charger Award.
Let's set the field for tonight's main event here at the Fairbury Speedway. Here's the starting grid. On the pole, the 78. That's Jack Clevenger, and next to him, the 71 of John Hine.
Row 2 is going to see Preston Kramer, the 07 to the inside. To the outside, tonight's quick timer, Jesse Bandy in car 57.
Starting fifth on the grid will be the 91. It's Jareth Pike, and next to him, the 30 of Stephen Goldner.
To the inside of row number 4, John Short in car 51. To his outside, last week's A-feature winner, the 2 of Matthew Croakey.
Let's move now to the fifth row inside. Corey Kussler, the 126, going to start in that position. And on his right, that's the number 20 of Blake Chapman.
To the inside of row number 6, pushing off from position 11, that is Andrew Smith in car 79. To his outside, the 29 of Steven Fernberg.
Your B-main winner going to line up 13th on the grid. That's the 193 of Brandon Schultz. Next to him, teammate, the 24 of Kyle Moonen.
outside of row 8, excuse me. That's Sean Bowers in the 03. To his outside, the 90, Jeff Fitzpatrick.
Going 17th to 69 of Aiden Young, Matt Ramsey, the 45 next to him.
We saw him last week come from this starting position in starting spot 19th, led as Lane Snook to the outside in 09, Brian Moore Jr.
And from the back, Nathan Aldrich, the 151, and 22nd starter, Terry Landis in the 661. It's time for the A&J Custom Creations Renegades here tonight from the Fairbury Speedway, getting set to do battle on this tight racetrack. It's going to be a wild one. Scotty, we are green.
Wild one it is, and we've got him stacked up about 4 wide off turn number 2 for a split second. Clevenger's going to be your race leader down into turns 3 and 4, high and upstairs. Oh, we got a parking lot in turns 3 and 4 like we would on Black Friday, Sean.
Yeah, maybe a little more organized than Black Friday, but that's going to put us under the caution here tonight for the first time in this feature event. And yeah, that's if you can get through this thing clean here tonight, you're going to do better than most drivers do on this racetrack, because it is a tough little thing to get around. And yeah, it looks like Jareth Pike and maybe John Short together over here in turn 3, I believe is where it starts. Yeah, you see the 51 of Short. You got the 91 of Pike. And yeah, Pike maybe sailed it in there a little bit harder than Short did, and that's just how quick things happen over here. Look at all these drivers splitting them, though. That's impressive stuff to not have a bigger issue over there in turn number 3 and turn number 4, and that is a Malcolm Mills replay of this first caution event here in tonight's main event.
Of course, Malcolm Mills, based in Oakland, Ontario, Canada. Malcolm Mills mill writing, say that 3 times fast, is a full-service mill writing contractor, featured custom welding and fabrication plus service for industrial clients. Look them up online at mmmillwriting.com. Once again, Malcolm Mills bringing you all of tonight's replays here for the A&J Custom Creations 360 Renegade Sprint Cars.
We got another look at an issue here on the restart. Yeah, John Hine, little loose, little contact, and a whole lot of contact, and he went around on the back straightaway, and that put us back under the caution and gives us another chance to have a Malcolm Mills replay. So under the yellow, a little insult to injury there at the end. But yeah, things happen here quick, including the caution laps. They click by real fast here tonight, Scotty.
That they do. So like we mentioned at the top of the show, Sean, short, tight racetrack here, and single file restart looks like with Jack Clevenger still in the lead. And lap 3 of 30.
Well, look at that third place car, Jesse Bandy, the 57. He's running up towards the front. No nose wing, no hood. No worries. Back to green we go. It doesn't matter how the car looks, just matters how it performs. As we race him on down into 3 off of 4. Clevenger up on top. Cranber working the bottom.
As Jesse Bandy still working in that 3rd place spot. Who needs aerodynamics anyways, as we put him 3 deep through 1 and 2. Clevenger with the race lead, side-by-side battle here with Matthew Croakey and Stephen Goldner off turn number 4. Right behind them, almost 3 wide, coming off turn 4, Sean.
Look at Jesse Bandy. No nose wing, no worries. He's got the 2nd spot as Cranber continues to work the bottom. Bandy getting it wound up on the high side, and he's coming after Jack Clevenger, your race leader, in that 78 machine. Just saw this. Look, 7 spots gained already. Brandon Schultz from the B main. Look at him work down there by the tires. He's already up to the 6th position.
And like we saw in that Constellation feature, Sean, he's really throwing that car in sideways. So by the time it comes out of the corner, he is basically dead even with the straightaways, as he still works it there. All 3 wide with Cranmer, and I believe that is Pike up there as well, as Schultz gets by all of them. And here comes Stephen Goldner in the 30 car.
Brandon Schultz now coming up at Bandy Built teammate, that 193, working the bottom to absolute perfection, as he'll now battle for the race lead. Clevenger's got company out front.
That he does. Schultz sails it on to the bottom side of 1 and 2, side by side for the race lead here, as Schultz still works the bottom. Clevenger into the outside wall through 1 and 2. That is going to give the lead to Brandon Schultz, new race leader, car 193.
Yeah, Jack Clevenger got into that outside wall just a little bit, and Brandon Schultz capitalizes and pulls to, 10 laps into that one. He takes the lead from a B main starting spot. Still good racing going on. Look at this side-by-side for third, and then behind them, they're side-by-side. Stephen Goldner coming through the field once again, the driver who's got his name in the win column in that 30 machine, trying to break through and charge through the top 5.
The Preston Cram in the 07 working the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to follow in Schultz's footsteps. Doesn't seem to be working for him quite yet, as we see him 3 deep with Goldner and Bandy. Matthew Croakey's trying to get in there as well, and Jareth Pike, your top 7 cars.
As you see them still continuing to battle it out. Clevenger in that second spot. That's the blue 78. Look at the pressure Jesse Bandy is facing. Preston Cranmer, the 07. The 57 is Bandy. Stephen Goldner in the 30, working the top 3 different lines. Oh, the 07 of Cranmer got it real loose coming off of turn 4, and he's going to lose a couple spots for it.
Right behind him, Matthew Croakey, but look at Bandy, though. Like we said, no nose wing, no hood, no nothing on the front of that car, and he is still in the top 5, running third. Brandon Schultz still out with a race lead, almost a 2.5 second lead, though, over second place running Jack Clevenger in car 78.
It is a nice, long green flag run here. This is why these GeForce Racing League drivers, so talented, so respectful of each other. Nice green flag run. As you see Brandon Schultz there, he has plenty of lap traffic all around him. What does he have for a race lead? Yeah, 3 seconds. He is laying it down here tonight as he picks up the left side tires as he works that sloped inside of the speedway. Nearly gets one of those tires as he got off of turn number 2.
As he comes off turn number 4, this time by Sean. 10 laps to go for race leader Brandon Schultz. Clevenger still in second, Bandy third, Goldner in fourth, and Matthew Croakey rounding out your top 5. Like you said, a lot of talent behind the wheel here. Great green flag run here at Fairbury Speedway.
There you see the 24 of Kyle Moonen. He has gained 6 spots from the drop of the green. Jeff Fitzpatrick, he's gained 9 spots, make it 6, 9 spots right now as he runs in front of Moonen. So those drivers gaining a lot of positions here tonight as well. Laps winding down. Your race leader, Brandon Schultz, he'll come off of turn number 4, lifts the front tires and sees 7 laps to go.
Brandon Schultz, so you're talking about gaining positions. He has gained 12 spots to get to that race lead in car 193 as we see Bandy and Clevenger going at it in lap traffic. Here's Stephen Goldner there as well, as it's going to be Croakey still running in that 5th place position as the caution comes out. Wow.
Oh, Lane Snook with trouble over there. The 123 machine's got smoke pouring out of it right now. Yeah, that is not a good sign for the 123 of Lane Snook. Let's see if we can get a peek at what may have happened here real quickly on a Malcolm Mills replay.
Could be something in the rear end, could be something with the motor. We'll see what he does here. Looks like coming into the corner. That looks good. Now, oh yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't look good. Oh.
Oh, yes, that is definitely in the rear end.
Front end, top, bottom.
Oh, yeah.
You name it.
That's the... Back to the repair shop, put her on the jig, and see if you can get her straightened back out.
Yeah, one car that I don't know if it's made contact with anything out there in this one. That car has been on a rail. That's the 193, Brandon Schultz, looking so very, very strong here tonight. Jesse Bandy, he had trouble here early on in the event. He'll restart second. Clevenger, he restarts third. Goldner, Croakey, the top 5 when we come back to the green. And we get that green here in turn number 4, Scotty. We're going to have a handful of laps to go in this A&J Custom Creations main event.
5 laps to go when they cross the flag stand here. Great restart for Brandon Schultz, as we've got everyone going upstairs. You see a few cars staying down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Stephen Goldner trying to get a run off turn number 4 on second place running Jesse Bandy. Almost 5 wide for a second there, Sean.
Wow, look at this. There's the 90 of Fitzpatrick. You see him throw it in on the bottom, stab the brakes. He's racing Preston Cranmer for position. Kyle Moonen in the mix. There's the 78 of Clevenger. He's back to the 5th spot Look at that pack of cars. They are tooth and nail right now, duking it out right there on the edge of the top 5.
As they come off turn 4, though, Brandon Schultz can see green flag in the air. 2 laps to go. Jesse Bandy still holding on to second. Goldner in third. Croaky up to that 4th place spot as Clevenger shuffled back to position number 5. White flag for Brandon Schultz in 193.
He started 13th on the grid, took the lead 10 laps into this one, and Brandon Schultz puts on a clinic. Final turn, he's going to come to the win here at Fairbury. Bandy goes second, Steven Goldner finishes third, Croaky in the 4th spot, and Clevenger rounds out your top 5 in tonight's main event for the A&J Custom Creations Renegades. Oh, wow. You know, Scotty, if you would have told me 3 caution flags, 30 laps here, I would have told you no way, but these drivers got it done tonight.
I would have said the same, Sean. I mean, such a great show being put on by these A&J Custom Creations Renegades. These guys, meaning of sportsmanship, but also know how to race each other clean as well. Great, great show here from the Renegades tonight.
Absolutely. What an event. What a show. What a great night we had here with these drivers, with these A&J Custom Creations Renegades. I don't know if Jesse Bandy's car is really, picture perfect down there in Victory Lane, but it got the job done here tonight. Coming home in position number 2, Brandon Schultz going to get that win. What a fun feature that was for these A&J Custom Creations Renegades here tonight. And we're going to get an opportunity to go on down into tonight's Epsilon Sprint Wraps podium presentation. And we're going to get to hear from our top 3 finishers here tonight. Scotty and those drivers getting their cars parked, getting their safety equipment off. And, well, first let's head on over. Scotty catching up right away with our 3rd place finisher tonight. That's Steven Goldner with Scotty DeYoung.
Steven, this track is such a really tricky track, but a lot of green flags run here tonight. How was the overall run for you in that 30 car here?
It was good. I mean, we're just trying to have a consistent night, finish on a podium and get some more points, hopefully to catch up to my teammate there, Moonen, in the championship standing. So I think we did that. So that's a good night for us.
Last week, we're at a half-mile Volusia Speedway, and now this week, a really, really tight racetrack. What goes into the preparations from going from big track like Volusia down to this short, tight track at Fairbury?
I mean, little setup changes here and there, and then just getting the laps in throughout the week. I ran a bunch of laps earlier today, so I definitely got a feel for the top. I wasn't super comfortable racing around a bunch of guys, but it was definitely something you just had to be patient and watch out for wrecks and try to keep your tires under you.
John and I were talking at the top of the show. Patience is usually the name of the game. What was that like then, being patient out here, but also just the reaction time on such a tight racetrack?
Yeah, I mean, lap traffic comes in pretty quick too, so you got to be on top of your game. And I mean, waiting for the guy in front of you to make a mistake if you want to get by him, and definitely a lot of patience at these smaller tracks, especially with running the wall like that. I mean, they'll come out and get you pretty quick and pretty often, so you got to be on top of it so you don't hit the wall.
You've been having a great run this season in the 30 car. Who would you like to thank for putting this 30 car on the podium again tonight?
I got to thank Ross for making me a sweet paint at Velocity Race Designs, Powerhouse Motorsports, Bregman Brothers, Bio.com, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Fits Perfect Photography, Jesse, Brandon, Fitzy, Kyle, Lane, JP, Brennan, all the guys over at Bandy Built for giving me the setups and giving me the opportunity to race with these guys.
Once again, Steven Goldner on the podium here for the A&J Custom Creations. Congratulations on the 3rd place finish tonight, and good luck next week.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.
We are going to go to Sean Neisted now, standing by with our 2nd place finisher in Jesse Bandy. Sean?
Jesse Bandy, if I would have told you at the beginning of the show I was going to take your hood, your nose wing, the nose piece, I was going to take all of that away for you for the A-Main, and you had to finish 2nd, would you have told me you were able to do that?
Oh, no, man. After that incident, I thought our night was done, to be honest with you. The wheel was cocked to the left, and I thought for sure we were done, but I think just how slick the track got and the fact it's a short track, I think I was able to limp the car around and be able to pick up a few more spots in the process there. So it was a handful, though.
Yeah, it looked like you had it, but it also got singing around the top side. You and Clevenger had a pretty good battle, and then your teammate Steven Golder was pressuring you there in the late stages.
Yeah, and I, battling with Clevenger there with a busted up car. I was thinking, oh man, this isn't going to end up good either. I'm going to go on the wall or I'm going to run right into him. And then he started coming off the top there a little bit. And so I thought, well, let's see what we got. Let's try to put it up all the way up on the top. And it stuck, thankfully. So we got around him.
This isn't typical to have that much damage and still do so well in a car. Like you said, even you thought you were done. Like, what were your teammates and you? We know you guys could all talk during the race. Did anyone say like, dude, the whole front end's gone, or did you have any idea how bad it was?
Yeah, everybody. There's some conversation, and I was pretty much thinking it was a done deal with the wheel to the left, and I thought for sure that was it, but I didn't want to pull in. I didn't have a meatball. I didn't want to pull in. I was thinking about seeing if there was a quick repair, but I thought, well, let's just see what we got. It's a short track, and maybe we can save a top 10. But came home in second. That's pretty much a win for me. Brandon's just Brandon. He's with a wing or without a wing. I don't think I would have had anything for him.
Let's talk about another good run for the team here. There's a lot of good folks you got to thank for the solid efforts that keep that 57 right in the top 10 of points and on the podium here tonight.
Yeah, everybody at Vanderbilt, Velocity Race Designs, they do an amazing job on our skins, and everybody over at Wegman Brothers, Bio.com, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Fits Perfect Photography, just everybody at Vanderbilt. We just have such a good team. We click, we work together. The camaraderie's through the roof. It's awesome.
Jesse Bandy, great run tonight. The car doesn't look great for one of those Fits Perfect photos, but you'll take the second place. Congratulations.
Yeah, hopefully Fitzy can edit it and Photoshop it for us a little bit there.
We all know he does. We all know he doesn't have a steady hand to do a great job with that.
Yeah, he might be a little shaky, but we'll get him through it, I think.
Sounds good. Jesse Bandy goes position number 2 here tonight, and it's time to hear from our winner tonight, Scotty DeYoung, catching up with Brandon Schultz, who gets his 26th career G-Force win and second of the Renegades season.
And also your 2 W's Plumbing Hard Charger recipient tonight. What was it like coming through the field tonight, Brandon? Deep in the field, I should say, on this tight racetrack, and to come home with the win tonight.
It was pretty fun. I just really tried to set the car up the best I could for the bottom, and it's kind of pretty risky to do because I knew eventually the bottom would go away, and with that caution with 5 to go really didn't help, but it stayed in just enough to hold off Jesse. And I think if he would have had a front wing on his car, he might have had something for me at the end. But yeah, our car was just super fast early. I'm just kind of glad we could just hold it long enough till the track really went away.
We were riding on board with you for a while and really making it look easy on that bottom side of the racetrack. How hard do you have to really sling that car into the corner on the bottom side of the racetrack and then get right back on the gas again just to try to outrun the rest of these guys?
It's definitely heavily dependent on what you have in for a setup, but it's just you got to be really careful on the bottom with those big tractor tires. I thought I was gonna hit one just about every lap, so glad we didn't. But yeah, I don't know. The bottom's kind of pretty forgiving to run around here. For the hump is pretty bad coming off a 4 if you hit it wrong. But other than that, the car was pretty caked to drive on the bottom tonight.
And really to be the only car running the bottom here tonight, putting it on the podium once again here tonight. But not only that, but in victory lane. Who would you like to thank for putting this 193 car in victory lane tonight?
Just huge thanks to all the boys at Vanderbilt. They've been a huge help from day one, and got to thank ABR Setup Shop. Alex builds great sets, whether you're a veteran or you're a newbie. Got to thank Dirt Doctor Trucking, BuyOil.com, Wagaman Brothers, Powerhouse Motorsports. Got to thank you guys for broadcasting, Roger for putting on the league, and Dad for watching.
So once again, visiting Victory Lane here tonight at Fairbury, the 193 of Brandon Schultz, and congratulations on the win, and good luck next week.
Thanks, guys.
Sean?
That's going to wrap up our Epsilon Sprint Reps podium presentation for our drivers here tonight. Brandon Schultz going to go 12 positions gained in tonight's event to pick up that Hard Charger Award here tonight from 2W's Plumbing. A tip of the cap to Jeff Fitzpatrick. He gained 10 spots in tonight's A-Main to finish in position number 6. So a lot of passing, a lot of action out there on the track here tonight. And Scotty, that's going to put a wrap on tonight's event. These drivers get to put these cars in the trailer. They'll think about some Thursday Night Thunder with the big blocks coming up on Thursday night. And, well, they certainly got to start thinking about next Monday Night Madness. Another tight little racetrack. We're heading to Kokomo next Monday night. Another little racetrack that's sure to bring us some excitement.
Yeah, Kokomo puts on some good racing as well as Fairbury here. And Thursday Night Thunder with the big block modifieds, always a good time with them. And it's going to be interesting to see how they can navigate Fairbury here, as we haven't seen that track and car combination quite yet. But definitely going to be in for some entertainment come Thursday.
That'll be an exciting one. You can watch that live right here on YouTube on the GeForce Esports channel. Make sure to give that a like and a follow to get a notification every time there is a live event from these GeForce Racing Leagues. Of course, they'll have action all through the week, including the 360 sprints back in action on Wednesday night. Doubleheader with the Street Stocks kicking things off in the Elite 360 sprint division on Wednesday as well. Midgets on Tuesday, late models on Friday, all sorts of action all the time for GeForce Racing Leagues. Again, learn more at GeForceRL.com. On behalf of everyone with the GeForce Racing Leagues and all of their great sponsors and officials, and for Scotty DeYoung, I'm Sean Neisted. We will see you back here Thursday night. Thunder action. Oh, that is going to be a wild one with the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. Until then, stay warm out there if you're in one of those cold parts of the world, and be good to everybody out there. Take care of yourself, and we wish you good night from the Fairbury Speedway, where Brandon Schultz picks up his second win of the season with the Renegades. Good night, everybody.